Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope your weekend is off to a great start so far. I hope that you're having a wonderful Friday. It is Friday on the day that I'm sitting down to film this video. I'm actually going out of town next week, so I have a lot of videos to film this week to kind of get some pre-filmed for you. But I did pick up a few products from Ulta and Sephora, so I thought I would go ahead and do a haul video for you. I did grab some of my current essentials. I had to repurchase them, so I thought it'd be fun to chat about those because when somebody repurchases products, that's when you know like it's a good product, at least to them. And then I did grab some new products as well. So I thought I would do some swatches, chat about them. Of course, I want to hear from you guys. So make sure you let me know in the comments below if you grabbed anything recently, if you think there's anything I need to check out. Otherwise, let's jump into it. I did want to mention that Ebates is currently having their vacation double cash back promotion, which basically means certain retailers are offering double cash back. One of those retailers I just saw this morning is Sephora. So Sephora is actually 8% cash back at the time that I'm filming this video. So if you guys have been planning on grabbing anything, make sure to do it now and take advantage of that. And if you guys are actually new to Ebates, if you sign up, you can get a $10 cashback bonus as well. So once you spend $25 or more, Ebates will credit that to your account. And if you guys are not familiar with Ebates, it's basically just a free website that you can use to get cash back when you're shopping online. I just talked about it in my video on how to save some money online, but I use it every single time I shop. Just install the browser button. That way when you're doing any shopping, a little pop-up will come onto your screen and let you know if cashback is available. All it does is redirect you through Ebates website, and then you do your shopping and you check out like normal, and every 3 months Ebates will pay you in the form of a check, or they'll put money right into your PayPal account. So it really does add up if you do a lot of online shopping. I always use Ebates when I use Expedia, so if you're booking a flight or a hotel, they're actually offering up to 10% cash back this week. So make sure you take advantage. It will kind of vary depending on what you're using the website for, as well as like the other travel websites, but it really is an awesome time to book that hotel, book that flight, because you can get a bunch of cash back, especially because flights can be a little bit expensive. But I just wanted to mention that in today's video. I always use Ebates, and I like to mention it from time to time because a lot of you guys are new to my channel. Sometimes you might not know about it, and I always take advantage of it when I'm shopping. Ulta is one of the participating stores, NYX Cosmetics, Sephora, so many of my favorites. So I'll put a link in the description box below. Make sure to sign up and take advantage if you haven't already. Okay, let me start with Sephora and then I'll show you guys what I got from Ulta. So I did grab a few of my like essential products from Sephora because I had to repurchase them. So the first thing I got is the Urban Decay All Nighter Liquid Foundation. This is a very full coverage foundation. It is my favorite. I've actually gone through 2 bottles of it. I'm working on my 3rd, but I kind of go between 3 shades. I have 0.5 for like the winter time, 1.0 for the majority of the time, and then 1.5 for the summertime. Right now I'm wearing 1.5, but I did buy 1.0 because I feel like my tan will fade very quickly and very soon, so I'll be back down to 1.0. I love this foundation. It is my go-to. Whenever I wear foundation, I usually reach for this. Otherwise, I'll go for like the NYX Cosmetics CC+, but in general, this is kind of like my go-to foundation. It's very full coverage, so if you struggle with acne, scarring, hyperpigmentation, or you really need to even out your skin tone, it's going to be a great option for you. I like it because I don't have to wear concealer under it to cover blemishes. It completely covers everything. I have to tell you guys, I've actually been mixing this foundation with Urban Decay's new Velvetizer powder, and it gives me the most ridiculous mattified, full coverage, flawless finish that I've ever gotten from any products in my life. And I've actually been using the Velvetizer to set my under eye concealer. There's literally no creasing. It is such a good product. I'll have to talk about it in an upcoming video if you guys are interested, but it is so good. I also grabbed the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer in the shade Light Warm. So this one is the second to lightest shade that they offer. I was using the lightest shade. I think it was like Fair Neutral. I believe that's what it was called, or like Fair Light. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but it was a little bit too light for me. And so I decided to grab the next shade up. And when I was in the store swatching these, I really wasn't sure if this was going to work for me because it looks so yellow. I feel like a lot of products lean very pink or very yellow, and I just kind of want something in between. But the shade after this was way too dark. So I decided to grab it, try it out. So I am wearing this one today under my eyes. I did mix it with the other one, which is the lightest shade, just because I felt like it was a little bit too dark for me, but it actually blends out pretty well, so it's not as scary looking on the skin as it looks in the tube if you have like my skin tone. And I also feel like because it is a little bit yellow tinted, it almost has like color correcting properties to it. I know a lot of people love to wear like a banana colored powder under their eyes to offset the dark circles, so it might be a good option for you if you've been looking for something. I love this concealer. I feel like it is so lightweight, and because I wear a pretty heavy coverage foundation, it's nice to wear more of a lighter coverage lightweight concealer, but it still does a good good job at evening out my skin tone, kind of correcting dark circles, so it has been one of my go-tos. So I also repurchased the Kat Von D Lock-It Powder Foundation. I originally had the shade Light 42, which was way too light for me. I think it will match me during the winter time, but when I swatched it in the store, it looked like it would be fine, and then I got home and I applied it to my face and it looked like I was a ghost. And you guys, that never happens to me. I usually wear like the lightest shade in face products or the second to lightest shade. That one is so light. So if you guys have a very fair porcelain skin tone and you're looking for a good powder, Light 42 is going to be a good option for you. It has like a cooler pink undertone, but it's a really light powder. Even though the color was wrong for me, I loved the actual product. The consistency of the powder is beautiful. It is a medium to full coverage powder, but again, it doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. It doesn't look like powder on your skin. It melts right into the skin. I actually use mine with a damp beauty blender. I haven't really tried using like a foundation brush or using it on its own. Or did I? I've been trying out so many powders lately, I can't really keep them all straight in my head, but I knew that I had to repurchase this one. I was hoping they had, I forget what shade it was, like 46 or 47. There was a lighter shade with a neutral undertone, but they didn't have it in the store, so I got Light 45, which has more of a yellow undertone, and it matches my skin really well. So I've been trying out some translucent powders as well, which has been really nice. I love the NYX Cosmetics powder. It is so good, but I also wanted to try the NYX Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed. This is their poreless finish airbrush pressed powder. You guys, I've been trying so many NYX Cosmetics powders, trying to find the one that works for me because so many people love their powders. And I tried the Celebration Foundation and the Celebration Illumination Foundation, both powders. I did not like either one. So a lot of you guys said you love this one, so I'm trying this one out. It is a translucent powder, and I actually tried the Bye Bye Pores, like the loose setting powder, and I really liked it. For a while it was my go-to. It gives you a really airbrushed look, but I've kind of been a big fan of pressed powders lately, so I thought I would go ahead and try this one out. It's very, let me open it up. It's very smooth. Like when you run your finger over it, it has a super silky feeling to it. It is supposed to be translucent. It looks very light in the pan, but I'll have to try it out and let you guys know what I think. I like NYX Cosmetics. I like so many of their products, but I cannot find a powder that works well for me. So other than like the Bye Bye Pores loose powder. So I'm hoping this pressed powder is going to become my new favorite. Okay, moving on to what I got from Ulta. Ulta emailed me a 20% off coupon, and instead of getting like a high priced item, I decided to grab a few drugstore items. They were having a lot of sales when I placed my order. I think a lot of the products were like buy two get one free, buy one get one half off. So I decided to grab some of my essentials and then also some new products. So if you guys can't tell, I'm kind of on a face powder kick. I just have been like trying so many face powders. I actually have a list on my computer, so when I'm chatting with you guys in the comments and you leave a recommendation for me, I always write it down, and then if somebody else leaves a similar recommendation, I put a star next to it. And a ton of you guys told me to try the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation. I actually used to have this, but I decluttered it because I just felt like it kind of made my skin oily, but after a lot of you guys were recommending it, I wanted to try it out again because I've kind of changed up the way that I apply powder. I use a damp beauty blender a lot of times, and I know some people don't like that, but I think it works really well to give you a super full coverage look, and it kind of transforms a lot of the powders. It just makes them look a little bit more full coverage, and it makes you look really airbrushed. So I wanted to try this one out again. A lot of people also said it's very similar to Benefit Cosmetics Hello Flawless Powder Foundation. So I got the shade Nude, which is the second to lightest shade. This one is a little bit more yellow toned as well, but I think, well, I hope it'll work for me. After like swatching this, it feels really soft and beautiful, and I think the reason I ended up decluttering it was because I felt like my skin got really oily when I wore it, but now that I wear like a really super full coverage mattifying foundation, I feel like a powder that's not incredibly matte might work well for me. So I want to try this one out again. It is really affordable, and I want to try more NYX products. I haven't tried a ton of their products lately, so I did grab this one. And then I also grabbed the NYX hashtag No Filter Finishing Powder. This one is in the shade Porcelain, which I also believe is the second to lightest shade. This one feels a little bit different. It kind of looks like a baked product. It feels a little bit more dry than the Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation. So I am curious to try this one out. I don't think it's going to be as full coverage, which might be nice for, you know, lighter coverage days, but I thought I would give them both a shot and see which one was better. But if you guys have any favorites from NYX when it comes to like face products, like foundations or powders, or really any products in general, let me know in the comments below because I feel like they have so many products that I haven't tried, so I would love to hear from you guys. One thing that I love from NYX that I had to repurchase is the HD concealer in the shade Fair. I really like this concealer. It's one of my favorites from the drugstore. I feel like it's a good option because it gives you pretty good coverage and it seems to stay in place really well. I don't usually blend my concealer out with a beauty blender. A lot of times I'll use a brush and blend it out that way, but I feel like I have to use a beauty blender with this one because it's a little more sticky and it blends out really nicely with a damp beauty blender. So I am a fan of this one, so I did repurchase it. And then I actually grabbed a new one to try. This one is from NYX Cosmetics, and I just did an entire video using Catrice products. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it in the description box below. But in that video, a lot of you guys left me recommendations to try. Some of you asked me to do a review on their foundation and concealer, but the shade that I needed in the foundation has been sold out forever, so I will try to get my hands on it and do an upcoming video on that. In the meantime, I grabbed their Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer, and I got the shade 010 Porcelain. This one was actually the second shade. There's only 3 shades available on Ulta's website, which kind of stinks. I feel like the shade range isn't super great, but they might have more on their website. I'll have to look into it. But this is supposed to be a waterproof concealer. When I swatched it, it kind of felt like the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, which isn't my favorite, but I do like that one during the summertime because it's very comfortable and hydrating on the under eyes. It just tends to crease on me. But now that I've been trying the Urban Decay Velvetizer, I might have to try setting it with that because the Velvetizer like locks all of my concealers into place. Anyways, this one feels really similar, so I'm kind of curious if it is a dupe. I know a lot of you guys like it and some of you don't like it, so I am definitely curious to try it out and I'll let you guys know what I think. So I did try out a ton of Catrice products because I filmed that video on my favorites, and before I filmed that I tried so many of them because I wanted to include my favorites, but there were some products that I didn't try, so I grabbed a few from Ulta. I got the Prime and Fine Pore Refining Anti-Shine Base. They actually have an illuminating version that comes in a pink tube that is really beautiful on the skin, and if you have dry skin, I think you might like it. I like it even though I don't have dry skin, but I was curious when I saw that they had a mattifying, long-lasting, oil-free version, and I do have oily skin, so I thought I would go ahead and give this one a shot. And then the other product that I grabbed is their eyebrow set. This one, they only had 1 shade, so I don't think this is going to be universally flattering on everybody. It comes with 2 cooler tone shadows, and I actually wear a slightly warmer tone shadow in my brows, but I thought I would give this one a shot because a lot of you said you really like this. In the bottom, you actually pull this little drawer out, and it comes with like a mini tweezer and an eyebrow brush and spoolie. And then on the top, you have the powders. The powders are very soft. I did try to swatch them for like an up close shot for you guys, but they don't swatch that nicely. But I have a feeling they're going to blend into the brows really beautifully. I did grab the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in the shade Peach Lights. I did have the pink toned one, or I have the pink toned one, and I love it. I think that one's in the shade Radiant Lights, I want to say, so I wanted to grab this one as well. They are so beautiful on the skin. They are kind of like a neutral highlighter, but they have a little something extra. So the pink one is like pink tone, this one is peach tone, so I feel like it's so beautiful on the skin, but it's still kind of subtle, so it's not anything too crazy if you're afraid of wearing like a colorful highlighter. It's a baked formula, so it's a little bit more dry, but I like that because it stays in place on my oily skin really well, and it doesn't get out of hand quickly. Like sometimes with highlighters, they can get out of hand quickly and your whole entire cheek is glowing and it's a little bit too much. This one is just really easy to use. The colors are beautiful. The formula is so good, so I wanted to try this one out and I love it so much. And then I did repurchase 2 of my favorites. The first one is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. This is my favorite drugstore mascara of all time. I think I've gone through like 4 of them, which is crazy because it takes me forever to finish a mascara, and the fact that I've repurchased it so many times just goes to show that it is so good. I know some people don't like it, but it is amazing, and if you haven't tried it yet and you really want your lashes to look long but still have a good amount of volume, this is going to be a great option for you. The other eye product that I repurchased is from Physicians Formula. It is their Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum, and I got the shade Ultra Black. I have used this for a really long time. I love this product so much. I actually said I wasn't going to repurchase it until I ran out of my Kat Von D eyeliner because I feel like they are really similar, but I think it was on sale, so I had to grab it because I think the normal price is right around like $11 or $12, which is kind of expensive for a drugstore eyeliner, but it really is a great product. Okay guys, that is everything that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I want to hear from you, so if you grabbed anything recently, please let me know in the comments below. I saw the Naked Heat palette at Ulta and at Sephora, but I actually skipped it. That one was on my list to grab, but for some reason, I just didn't feel the need to have it. I didn't really want to spend $50 on it when I could spend $50 and get a few products, and I feel like I've seen some mixed reviews on it. So do you guys think it is an essential? Do you think I need it in my collection? Like, I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but you guys know that I love like those types of colors if you've been around my channel for a while. So would you recommend it, or do you think I could skip it? I want to hear from you guys. But anyways, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.